I thought it was being like church for real.
Tears.
Okay.
They're being baptized. Glory to God.
Oh, I thought you meant like that.
Yes.
Why you expect anything
Right, I'm
different?
sitting here thinking, I'm like, wait a minute, what?
We got guests. You know, you gonna do that in front of guests like that? Okay.
You do that to yourself, Rob.
Okay, whatever, man. I'm gonna talk about you as soon as we go live. As soon as we go live, I'm talking about you. You ain't got my back. You be the first one.
Ready? All right. Countdown.
Turn it over a new leaf.
All right, let me know. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Urban Impact Show. I am one of your hosts, Rob Johnson.
And Brittany Dudley.
Tiara Mays.
Tawana Bradley.
And we are your hosts for today's 100th episode of the Urban Impact Show. Listen, shout out to the whole team, man. When we first started this, never thought we would have made it this far. But seriously, we started from the bottom. Now we're here. I just wanted to let y'all know.
Song.
We are live from the studio in Windsor Heights. If you would like to book this space is available for private events. We just had Eli's first birthday party here. It was pretty dope. And this space is available for private events. The number is 515-996-0326. The number is 515-996-0326. All right, we getting the wrap up sign. Listen, I just want to say this real quick. Shout out to Deion Sanders.
Yes, that's right.
Let's see what you do with a lot more resources. Put HBCUs on the map, no matter what the naysayers say. Pray for Brittany Griner out in Russia. Who knows what's happening to her in those camps? Who cared that the royal family was at the basketball game? They didn't really care. The Celtics fans didn't really care either.
No.
And I just want to say this: LeBron James is the greatest player outside of Michael Jordan. All right, we gotta go.
Wrap it up, Rob. Wrap it
We'll be
up.
right back with our first guest. Thank y'all for tuning into the Urban Impact Show. Press the share button. Let's go.
I agree with you.
All right, welcome back to the Urban Impact Show. We are happy to have our first guest here from New Leaf Entertainment, as you all tell us about your very first New Year's Eve event today. So I'll have y'all introduce yourselves. How about that?
Yes, thank you so much for having us here today. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Charles Harris. I am the founder of New Leaf Entertainment, your source for old school and new school and smooth jazz and gospel events and concerts here in the state of Iowa and in the city of Des Moines in particular.
And hi, I'm Jerry Blackman, and I am the Chief Operating Officer for New Leaf Entertainment. So this is your first event, your first New Year's Eve event?
Yes, this is our first signature event, right? So, there again, there's a lot of things going on here in the city, but nothing that allows you to kind of put on something glittery and fancy and glamorous and just come out and just strut your stuff. So we thought that this would be a nice, event to have, and as our signature event, And we're also planning for other events throughout next year and stuff like that. So we're looking to be around for a while.
Nice. I think that's one thing you mentioned. When you think about like a nice signature New Year's Eve party or somewhere to go that's safe and it's going to play good music, food, or nice ambiance, we don't have a lot of those places here. So
All the above. We've got all that, right? We've got DJ Hud from Chicago. He's worked with Little John and some other folks in Atlanta and Chicago and New York. We've got a guy by the name of Paul. He runs N2P Photography in Atlanta. He's been voted the hottest photographer 2 years in a row.
nice.
So he'll be here as well. And then our special guest will be Tyshawn Colquitt. And so he was here in September. We had him here. And by popular demand, we brought him back for the New Year's Eve event. And so he has won 10 times, Showtime at the Apollo winner. And he's also been on The Voice season 15. So it's going to be a great event, we think.
where's it going to be held?
It's going to be at the Holiday Inn at the airport on Flora.
Oh, that new one.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
So when did y'all decide to start hosting this?
Actually, this event's been in planning for about 2 years now. So if you guys know Ruthie Duncan Moore, she's kind of our interior designer, stuff like that. We've been talking about this event for a couple years now. And so we decided to execute and just said, put a stake in the ground and said, hey, this is the time to do it. So we're going to do it this year. And hopefully we get everybody out to have some fun and stuff like that and enjoy the experience.
Perfect. Well, Ruthie's going to be there. The decor is going to be great.
It's going to be off the chain. You already know.
Okay.
We got the dream team in this year. So we got everybody coming. So.
Nice. And what did you say the attire is going to be?
After 5, you want a black tie, you want to wear tux, you want to wear gowns, sparkly, more sparkle, glittery, the better, right? And make sure you put on your comfortable shoes and come dance the night away.
Is there going to be food and drinks?
There'll be food. So the doors open at 5. Then we're going to have a happy hour from 6 o'clock to 7:30. There'll be some smooth jazz be playing in the background and hors d'oeuvres and stuff like that to be served. You can take pictures. There'll be a couple photographers there taking pictures and stuff like that. We've got party favors. We've got champagne toast at midnight. We've got a plated dinner. We've got dessert. We've got champagne bar. We've got a cash bar. It's all there, and we got security. So.
Right.
I don't go out on New Year's. One, it's
Yeah.
not safe around
Yeah.
here. And
Yeah.
I hate to say that, but
Yeah.
okay, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
coming to hang out with y'all.
We're a little different than most companies here in Des Moines, and we try to click all those boxes, right? All those boxes that you guys said that want to feel, because it's all about an experience, right? And so we want to make everybody feel safe. We want everybody to make sure they had a great time and stuff like that. So we make sure we check all those boxes for everybody. So.
I think this is going to be something that's going to be big. I haven't heard of any other bigger events like this around here. So.
I haven't either. I just stay home though. I ain't been looking. So
You can't do that. Have a good time.
yeah, that sounds like an excellent time. Any other events y'all have planned throughout 2023?
Yeah, we've got a couple placeholders, if you will, for 2023. Looking to do some smooth jazz stuff next year. Looking to maybe do some comedy shows and events, maybe some gospel stuff. I mean, we're looking to kind of bring a whole variety of different types of diverse music here to Des Moines and shows and events and stuff like that, and create something new and different than what we have currently today. So.
Yeah, I think it's needed because there is a lot of, I feel like people will come to like Kansas City or Minnesota like to go to big concerts and big things like that. We don't get a lot of the big, stars. So having a good company like yours, it's excited to hear.
Thank you. Thank you. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. So one more question. How did y'all start New Leaf Entertainment? What was that process like?
We've started New Leaf Entertainment, about 10 years ago.
Okay.
We used to live in Dubuque, and I ran a show over there at the casino at Diamond Joe for about 10 years. It was a show kind of like this where we had different shows and different segments,
Different themes.
Different theme shows and stuff like that. And so it's just another variation of the same show that we've always done and stuff like that and know how to do. So.
Okay, so how long have you been in Des Moines?
I've been in Des Moines. We've been in Des Moines 8 years. 4 years. I'm sorry.
4 years? Okay.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anything else you'd like to tell everybody? How can they get a hold of you or, purchase tickets?
Yeah, if you want to purchase tickets, you can go to our website. It's 515newleafmusic.com. You can go out to Eventbrite and do a search on New Leaf Music Des Moines. You can purchase tickets there as well. And if you need to get a hold of us, just give us a call at area code 515-499-0245. We'd be glad to answer any questions that you guys may have.
Thank you so much. I think that this is going to be a big event, so I'm excited to see how it's going to turn out.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank
Well,
y'all so
you.
much for joining us.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having us. Appreciate it. And happy 100th episode, too.
Thank you.
That is great.
All right.
We're going to take a break and we will be back in a few minutes with our next guest.
Welcome back, everybody. You just heard from New Life Entertainment, New Leaf Entertainment. Thank y'all.
Giving them a new name, Rob?
I did
Already?
I did, man. And I'm bad at that too. I'm bad at that. So they are having a New Year's Eve party. I'll be going after church. So once I bring in New Year's at church, then I'll.
I'm sure there will be some folks
then
who will
I'll step
follow you
out.
after church.
Then I'll step
Yeah.
out. But I'm super excited for who we have now. We have some new guests in the studio with us. We have the men representing Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Dewana, you want to introduce our guests or bring them in?
Yes, I do want to bring in our guests. First, this is a very special day. As you know, Urban Impact Show is celebrating our 100th episode, and how fitting to have members of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated here with us on this day, because today is your founding day, December 4th, 1906. Yes, I let y'all say that. Yes, 1906. And so today we have Del and Hosea with us today, talking a little bit. So welcome to the Urban Impact Show, both of you.
Thank you for having us. And congratulations on your 100th episode.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And the reason why I wanted you all to come today, because I think this is pretty important for people to know, that the Alpha Nu chapter is celebrating 100 years on Drake University's campus. Right. You think about that. You guys are celebrating 116 years as a fraternity, but the Drake campus has been 100 years.
Wait.
So, yeah.
The chapter at Drake is a one-letter chapter?
So, no, it's called Alpha Nu. like
Yes,
I said.
Alpha
Okay,
Nu.
okay.
Yep,
And,
Alpha
and,
Nu.
it's our 34th, it's the 34th chapter.
Okay, because I was
of
like,
the
wait a minute,
fraternity.
it's a part of the first. I was
It's
like,
close,
wait,
though.
Who in
it's not-
Who
it's
in
not too
Iowa?
far
came
away.
that
30,
close?
34 is not bad. 34 is not bad.
Yeah.
It was founded in 1922 on November 30th, and it was actually founded on the campus of Iowa State and Drake
Iowa
University.
State, okay.
So initially it was on both campuses. In 1982, the two chapters split. Alpha Nu and Omicron Pi, that's the one that's Iowa State. But we're actually in the process of trying to figure out how we can resurrect Alpha Nu and bring it back. So I thought the weekend, we had a series of activities. I thought it went pretty well. So I think we're moving in the right direction to bring back Alpha Nu.
Yeah, talk to our audience just about the work that the fraternity has done, especially within our city. I know you guys have done some amazing things. Talk a little bit to the work that's been done in our city.
Well, we have a black and gold ball every year. And that black and gold ball allows us to recognize young people in the community and provide scholarships to them to go to college. That's the main thing that we do. That's our focal point.
Yes. And now
We-
you all
we-
will be, go ahead.
But we recently, and I'm from New York City, so I'm actually here for the centennial celebration, and I was one of the people who helped to spearhead the activities. But I know you do something very special for Boudet. You want to talk about that?
Yeah. Also, too, we had a very special brother that we lost, and during COVID, and so we have a Boo Walk that we do in recognizing him in terms of letting the community know how much he meant to us, but also too being very aware of our health. So we do the Boo Walk.
And Boo was an Alpha Nu brother. He was made at Alpha Nu, so we're very proud of that.
If I can, let me just tell you all, when I first met Broderick, and he told me to call him Boo, I looked at him and I said, I'm not calling another grown man Boo. Like, it's not gonna happen. Yeah. I said it's not gonna happen, and he was like, oh, okay, whatever you like, you know. And I was like, oh, okay. So the very first couple of years, I kept calling him Broderick, and he was like, yeah. And then the more and more I was around him, Boo just slowly crept up on me. And I remember one time, this is a true story. I remember one time I'm speaking in Sheslow Auditorium at Drake University.
Right.
It's a sea of salt, and there's one speck sitting right on the side. Or you know how Sheslow is designed.
Yeah.
There's one speck sitting right on the side, and it was Boo.
Wow.
And I remember looking in the audience. I remember looking in the audience, and this is the very first time I called him Boo. I remember looking in the audience, and I was like, well, I'm glad to be amongst friends. And I said, I see my good friend Boo in the audience. I said, I see my good. It was nobody else came. None of my friends came. None of my people came. But there sat Boo, right there in that audience to hear me talk.
That is typical.
Yeah.
The kind of support he gives his family, his friends,
There
his
he was.
community.
Yeah.
That's him 100%.
Yep,
I mean,
there
when he passed, he had people from all over the country
Yeah.
that came to celebrate his life.
And he was a really good representative. I mean, he was an alpha light is what I would like to refer to him
Absolutely.
Because when I was a kid in Chicago, you know, Chicago has an alpha youth chapter.
Oh, yeah.
For high school students.
Yeah.
And
Just
I
go to high school, go to college.
Yeah.
That's
and
the
I had
actual-
participated in that.
Okay.
And when I participated in that, they brought us, Leonard McKinnis and all of those guys, they brought us from Chicago to Drake. And
Really?
that's how I found out about Drake, was through that program.
Oh, wow.
Yep, it was that.
That is dope.
Yeah, and then when I got to Drake, we met Roderick, and I was like,
Okay.
oh, yeah. And man, what an amazing guy.
Oh,
What an
man. He's
amazing
a
guy.
blessing. We miss him dearly.
Yeah.
Love him. I mean, he's just missed.
He could cook better than Breon. I hope Breon is watching this.
That's cold.
I hope Breon is watching this because I
cold.
really
don't know
wanted to
who
start
Breon
some
is, but
mess.
I know that's cold.
I just wanted to
Why
start
you
some
shout-
mess.
why you shouting out like that on on TV,
I
man?
wanted to start some mess
Oh,
on
man.
purpose. I know Breon gonna be blowing my phone up. What do you mean?
Yeah, don't do that.
Real quick question for you all. Young brothers in college right now, you know, they're thinking to themselves, I don't really need this. Do it on my own. Like I'm doing what I want to do in the community anyway. Like, why do I need to pay or feel like I gotta go through a process to be a part of a group to do the same stuff that I'm already doing? Can you speak to these brothers' hearts about what it means for you to be an alpha?
Well, I think, if I think of one of the main reasons that I think is beneficial is it's our brotherhood, man. I think that the relationships that you establish, lifelong friendships, that in and of itself is enough, to kind of get me to where I want to be down with this thing. So it's for me, it's been a blessing. It's been a blessing.
I'm actually from Chicago, so I was made an alpha in Chicago. I've been here in Iowa now for 32 years. If it wasn't for Alpha, I wouldn't still be in Iowa. So it's a family in a sense. And wherever I go, I find an alpha. I find an alpha man, a great alpha man. And so it's very near and dear to me. Also to my son's an alpha. My grandsons will be alphas. There's so much history behind alpha. There are great men behind alpha. And we lead all the way. We take steps forward, none back.
Yeah. It's a great network, bro. Just to Dell's point, you can go to pretty much any place in the world. We have chapters throughout the globe, and you can tie in. And from a networking standpoint, in terms of professional, socially, I've been hosted by brothers in London, England. So I'm part of a chapter that's about to be created in Panama. So we're it's an amazing network. It's an amazing brotherhood. The service, the reputation. Dr. Martin Luther King is a member of our fraternity. So, it's a good place to land. It's a good place to land.
Hosea, can you talk to some of the events that you all just had this past weekend? I had the privilege to be able to attend the documentary, which was amazing, at Drake, just kind of sharing that rich history of the organization. Can you talk a little bit about some of the events that took place this past weekend?
Well, the premier event is the one you just mentioned. That was the centennial documentary that we did, highlighting the significant parts of our first 100 years. The night before that was the reception at President Dr. Marty Martin's house, which was, he was a dope host. He really laid it out for the brotherhood, made us feel welcome. We don't do honorary, but he's, at least locally, we could show him some love because he really took care of us. And then yesterday, that day was pretty much designed to build and strengthen the brotherhood in terms of the bonds that we've created and determine how we can support each other.
Right.
So we want to be able to more effectively support our brotherhood. And so we had to identify who we are, what we do, because, you're talking about brothers that pledged in the 70s through the late 90s, right? So we're trying to connect everything. So that happened pretty effectively yesterday. So we have a solid network. I think we have a solid network coming out of this experience.
Yeah, and you all are a big supporter of our young people. You all are present at King Elementary School when they go back to school, starting at the first of the year and clapping them in. And correct me if I'm wrong, but were you instrumental in the bench that's there too at King Elementary School?
We donated that bench.
Okay, you want to talk a little bit about that?
We donated, actually we do that all of our regional conventions. And so we had a regional convention here in 2016 and we donated a reading bench to the school. So we promote reading to the young kids.
And if you look at that bench, there's a guy, I call him Boo, that's reading to the kids. There's two kids on one side, one kid on the other, but there's an Alpha Phi Alpha insignia on his jacket, which is kind of dope. And I failed to mention that on Friday morning we had a career day at King Elementary School, and that was part of the activities for the centennial.
So we talked about a lot of serious stuff. Tell us some fun stuff that the Alphas do.
Well, we know how to party.
So you want some?
I'm looking at two guys that would probably be at the Elks. No offense.
No doubt. So, but to your point, no. Since you brought it up, so I was part of a group that introduced hip hop to Des Moines and to the Midwest
Yeah.
in the late, and that was in
That
the
was in the
documentary.
documentary, it was.
So funny you should mention that.
Yeah.
But this is a true story.
Yeah, tell me.
Sorry, y'all.
That's all right.
My roommate was I'm from New York City, as I mentioned, and my roommate was a DJ also from New York City, and he came to the campus in the fall of 1978. We were both freshmen, and he had his 2 turntables, and at that time, the 2 turntable concept, which is common today, did not exist. It was you put the record on, you took the record off, put the record on, you put the record off. But this brother brought in the 2 turntables, and then he started mixing. This is the first time it probably happened in the Midwest. And then the following fall, there was a club that opened up called the Taste of Class, and it was right off of a university, a block from Drake University, and we auditioned for the DJ position. And when he got the position, he brought me as I was a rapper. I mean, thousands of people know me as a rapper, and my man from Philly, he was on Omega, Terry Rice, and we the Boom Shaker. He would prefer me to actually use that name, but yeah, we had fun. We had, oh my goodness, we had a lot of fun. Trust me when I tell you.
Well, let's put it this way. If there's a party and Alpha's not there, it ain't a party.
Hey, look, y'all heard it right here on the Urban Impact Show. As we wrap up, gentlemen, if you could just, and Mr. Miriam, we'll start with you and then come to you, Mr. Hosea. If you could share, and Trey will tell you which camera to look into, if you could just share with some brother right now who may be struggling or going through something, just some words of advice or words of wisdom that you could just give them just to kind of impart on them as we get ready to wrap up here. Is that all right?
Absolutely.
Most certainly. 2 things. One, I'd like to say that you can never give up. You always have to stay true to moving forward. Alpha men never move back.
I just want to say that you're not alone. You know, a lot of us right now throughout this country are going through something. You know, and it's been that way since throughout this pandemic, pretty much. Just let you know that you do have support. There are people that do care about you, and just reach out if you feel that you need someone to talk to, someone to listen to have them listen to you. Reach out to a friend, a family member, or someone. I know they have suicide, or I'm not putting you in that, but numbers that you can call where you can get help and support, and someone you can talk to. Because talk it out. I think that's the main thing.
So more than what we know, maybe better than suicide.
Depression is real, bro.
And
Mental
it
health
comes-
is real.
And it comes in many forms.
Yeah.
I did it again,
It comes in many forms.
and I do this.
No, you're good. But before we finally wrap up, I just want to highlight a couple of things that I know about both of you. That Dell, you have the ICU University, and so we want to make sure that we mention that to make sure that we get people involved in that. Can you tell them how to find out information about that?
You can go to icuworldwide.com, and that's actually a company that my son created. It's called the Inclusive Culture University, ICU. Our focal points reduce bullying and drugs, which in turn will reduce violence in all schools, and we work with the police department and community to pull them closer together.
Thank you. And Hosea, I know you have a show that you do out in New York. Can you tell our viewers about that show and how they can watch?
Okay, it's called Ignite, Empower, Transform, and it's pretty much similar to what you do. We showcase people who we call urban superheroes, people who go above and beyond to impact their communities. And we've had Dell and his son on our show based on the work that they do. And we just want to make sure it's important to recognize people that are really giving back and making a difference. So that's the essence of our show.
Yeah.
Well, hey, we absolutely love this. And one thing I love about it is y'all see some black men right here. So I'm getting the wrap-up sign. So thank y'all so much for tuning in. We'll be right back with our last guest coming up here on the Urban Impact Show. So stay tuned because you want to hear what's coming up next. Thank you to Mr. Dell and Mr. Hosea for coming out
Thanks
as
for having me.
we celebrate 100 episodes and as they celebrate 100 years of the chapter for Alpha on Drake University's campus. We'll be right back. Press that share button. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the Urban Impact Show. We are having a fantastic time today as we are celebrating our 100th episode. We're so excited. Yeah, y'all make all the noise there. Yes, we're so excited for our 100th episode. And there's no one greater that I wanted to bring on than Billy Weathers, known as Be Well. Welcome to the Urban Impact Show.
Welcome.
So I'm just going to share it all. We're going to be very transparent in this segment here. I will tell you what it was. I was scrolling through Facebook as I normally do, and I seen an article pop up that was by Axios. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. And it was talking a little bit about, and so what I'm not going to do, if you all need to just read it for yourself. I'm a big person about not calling people out. I like people to find things out for themselves. So you read the article for yourself. We'll post the article on our Urban Impact Show page so you can take a look at it. But it was talking about some controversy there seemed to be with hip hop being at the Riverview events. I've been down there, my business has been down there, and it sounds like we had some individuals who were making some comments about hip hop. And to me, having a misunderstanding of what hip hop was. And so, I'm gonna have you speak to it in a minute, but first I feel like I need to do this because when I seen it, I immediately reached out, and I reached out because I believe that as a community, we need to be uplifting each other. Yes. I can easily get in there and talk about, we need to get, I'm not worried about them. What I wanna make sure is that you know here that we support you and we stand by you. And so I just wanna tell you who you're talking about when you read that article. This is who a little bit of I've learned that Be Well is and how he has been recognized here in our city. I'll take my glasses off because I can't see that close. Business record 40 under 40. Des Moines Education Volunteer of the Year Award, American Civil Liberties Union of Iowa's Iowa of the Year Award. Be Well Foundation has given $100,000 to support students and families of Des Moines Public Schools via rent, mortgage payments, medical expenses, utilities, family emergencies, etc. They've been there and showed up for our babies and their families. Des Moines registers people to watch. Simpson College recent Humanitarian Service Alumni Award performed at the Yankee Doodle Pops this year, and I believe we'll be doing that again next year. Also has been a performer at Iowa Juneteenth. So I just want you to know who you're talking about when we start talking about wanting to put things down and not knowing who the person is. This is who I've learned you to be. And so I wanted to start with that first before we went into anything else. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
So let's talk a little bit about what we know to be true, what has happened, how that has made you feel. I know you've been very vocal about that. So go ahead and talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I would say first and foremost, thank you for allowing me up on the show and just a chance to speak my piece and use the platform. On Wednesday, I was made aware that the article had went public, and I had heard things, I guess, throughout this year, but all kind of just secondhand information about that particular meeting and the individuals involved, and that my name may or may not have been brought up. But then once the article went public on Wednesday, I got sent it all morning, and so my team and I kind of just put our heads together and knew that we was gonna have to make a statement before someone else made one for us. Right. And so once we ended up doing that, it kind of started to just catch wildfire like it does on social medias and platforms like that. So once it started to catch wind, I was contacted by the council member just to set up a meeting and essentially have our airing of grievances and kind of clear the water and clear the air on just that particular situation, but also try to position ourselves moving forward and draw attention to this was a isolated situation, but there's plenty that we can draw on in regards to what might be associated with frustrations or lack of representation at tables and decision making. So just got a chance to kind of vocalize that and bring that to their attention as well. So.
When I saw it, what I appreciate, Dewana, that you just did is mention who you were talking about, because the unfortunate thing is that we can't wear our accomplishments on our face. Like we could tattoo it on our forehead. And so when I saw your post on Facebook, I was heartbroken because I know what it feels like. It's like we can't carry everything that we've done.
Yeah, sure.
So I want to make sure, first off, how are you feeling in this moment?
Motivated, inspired, always. It's I don't know. It's always just used as fuel. So it's I just feel inspired and ready to you know, get back to work. The work wasn't going to stop regardless of the article coming out or
Sure.
not coming out. So, but yeah, I feel good. Yeah, I still feel, you know, and representing people that may or may not look like me. You know, I represent for people that are creatives, that are good people, that have good hearts, and want to see like cool things happen in Des Moines. And so it was cool to watch people come out and, you know, just have my back and, you know, defend and I don't know, just push the narrative, continue to do that. So.
Yeah. Now, I put on here, you know, all of your accolades, but
Yeah.
tell people a little bit about who you are, what got
Yeah,
you
for sure.
motivated to really move in this direction, so they can get to know you a little bit better.
Yeah, so I was born in Des Moines. I moved when I was 12 to Las Vegas, and then I came back here for college. And so I went to Simpson from 2009 to 13. And once graduating, just chose to stay in Des Moines. And around 2014, 15 is kind of when I started getting an opportunity to hustle some tickets and open up for national headliners that were coming into town. And then just since then have been building upon success and platforms and opportunities. But I guess to answer like the broadness of the question, back when I was in college, I used to just get frustrated that a lot of artists that I was looking up to weren't using their platform to what I thought was like the maximum of their potential. And so it just created this frustration of, well, we can push needles and at least bring truth to the surface a lot of the time if someone that we admire or look up to is the one that co-signed it or said it, as opposed to getting secondhand information. So I swore to myself, my team, my brothers and sisters, that if I ever earned and was blessed enough to have a platform which people were paying attention or at least tapped in, I was going to try to use it to the best of my ability to not only push, you know, myself individually and those close in my circle forward, but also the entire culture and you know, our people in general. So.
So what's next for you?
Yeah, for sure. Continuing to get, I think, just placement at tables and voices. You know, I can only be on so many boards, so many representations, but there's a lot of people that, you know, are better than me in other capacities that would benefit from having seats at these tables. So if I can continue to not only use my voice, but my platform to, you know, draw attention and be, I think I'm in an assist mode in regards to like basketball. What goes right now, where I'm I think a good connecting piece, where if I can't be there in my own person directly, I know exactly who to pass it to, and that might be a solid form of representation. So besides that, just continuing to work on our foundation. We have a space over at Mainframe, and so we're going to start our capital campaign in regards to our build out and creating a makerspace that'll be accessible to DMPS kids, specifically high school and middle school kids, and create a gym almost for creatives that'll offer them a spot to whatever they're into. We can provide mentorship and coaching, but also, you know, the access to a camera, a computer, art easels, so these kids can get an opportunity to start, I don't know, expanding and show that they can, you know, be an entrepreneur in this city and actually build off of your talents and your charisma and what you got going on. So, yeah.
Tell people a little bit about Be Well Foundation, and then also how they can give to the organization as well.
Yeah, for sure. So we work hand in hand with almost every DMPS school now, primarily through success workers and the counselors in the schools. We know that we want to be, you know, effective providing resources and mentorship, but we also know the importance of like the people that are on the ground fighting every day with the kids. So that's who I think that we work with primarily. But yeah, if there's any interest in not only volunteering, but also donating, you can go to bewellfoundation.org and just learn more. You can sign up for the newsletter that'll come in on a monthly, if not bi-monthly basis. So.
All right, well, we appreciate you coming to the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
We just
Appreciate
wanted
the
to
time.
make sure that we shed light to everything. Again, you can check out the article for yourself. You make your own decisions on that. I think just a follow up to that, do you feel like things have been resolved, or do you feel like both parties have had an opportunity to talk to each other? Is there understanding? Where are you at with that piece?
Yeah, I think it was important to, you know, frustration is always going to find a home, and so at the current moment, it went towards, you know, 1 or 2, 3 individuals. Right. But I think the main thing that I spoke to them about on Thursday morning was our frustration, not only as people, but just as, I guess, as a community and as a culture, as the overall system that's in place. Right. And so any person that's sitting in a position of power or a position to make something happen is usually where that frustration is getting targeted at. But we need to look at the massive picture, get these, get people that look like us in these decision-making positions, get us on the board, get us at least at the circle to speak our piece and, I don't know, properly show what we look through in our lens on a daily basis. So, I'm always going, I don't want to say always going to be mad, but I'm always going to have somewhere to draw fuel from and figure out where to continue to fight. And so, as long as people are aware, continue to use your voice and your power for the good, and I don't know, we'll get back to work. So.
All right, well, you heard that. Continue to use your voice and your power for the work to be done. Be sure to check out Be Well Foundation's website, give to the organization, support the organization, volunteer for the organization, and learn more about how you can get involved. So we thank you so much for coming to the Urban Impact Show. Thank you. We will be right back with a little bit more as we start to close out the Urban Impact Show.
Welcome back to the Urban Impact Show. We're within the last 10 minutes of the show, so just a few hot topics to talk about. I think the first one that I guess people were kind of on both sides about
Right.
was Deion Sanders taking the position in Colorado. My personal opinion, I feel like, and as a former athlete, you know, he lived out his dream to play for NFL and to play for Major League Baseball, you know, and like he played at the height of like a lot of black men don't get that opportunity.
Yeah.
So he accomplished that. Then to go be a head coach at a school where a lot of people start off coaching and they don't make any big impacts at all. Like a lot of these universities run through coaches.
Right.
He made a huge impact at an HBCU, got people watching and focusing on HBCUs. He gave them, 4 years? He brought his sons, who were both really top athletes, to change the team forever, you know,
Yeah.
make
Right.
history for the team.
2 conference
So,
championships.
and usually these are places that you have to hit in your career to go to the top of your career. He hit them. So this is a promotion.
Yeah.
This is what people get. They get promoted. And I think a lot of times people get so tied to who the coaches is and not the university. He made a staple for that university. Just follow his blueprint that he set and left. And a lot of those like assistant coaches and coordinators, they all still gonna be there. But like, who's mad at somebody for getting a promotion and taking the promotion when some of his money he would put back into getting scholarships for the kids to come so he can get top talent?
Right.
Yeah.
So
Well, I
it's like,
think he
who's
is
mad?
taking some of his team with, like, some of his
That
coaching
happens.
staff. And it
That happens.
I think with athletics, though, people forget that this is their career. They're not out there doing it for fun. Like, this is their career. And just like you would choose a different job for that with a pay
Or a
increase,
promotion.
from what I understand, $300,000 at JSU compared to $5 million per year at Colorado. That's easy. Like that, it may feel emotionally like it's
People
not
are
right.
tied to coaches.
Yeah.
They're not tied to the
But
university.
that's business. Like he just set his family up for a whole different stage, and
His boys too. Now they're on a bigger stage to get drafted.
Yeah, they are, but here's the deal. You know, look, it's not about the money for him. He's made that very obvious. The man's got money anyway. He had it before he came to Jackson State. He'll have it after he leaves Jackson State. But I mean, shout out to him. Jackson State is a part of the Southwest Athletic Conference. They were 12-0 this year. They're going to the Celebration Bowl Saturday, December 17th at 12 p.m. They're playing North Carolina Central. He's still going to do that, so he's going to coach them through that. My bet is that they're going to more than likely win that. He's done an amazing thing. What he did was he turned around something that really should have been turned around years ago. I attended an HBCU for 1 year, and it's terrible the way that they treat HBCUs as far as the coverage on TV, as far as making sure uniforms. To imagine playing, my son plays in high school, and his name is on the back of his uniform. To attend a university where your name's not on there, it's absolutely crazy. So I think what he's done is he's done amazing things. He's made a mark, but this is what's called business and how we move forward. And what he's going to do now is everything he poured into Jackson State, guess what? He's now going to go to Colorado Buffaloes and do the same thing. He's going to elevate a team who right now at best is struggling. He's going to come through, and he's going to put that same effort that he put in there, Jackson State, he's going to take it there. And guess what? He's going to elevate Colorado, and then he's going to go somewhere else. That's what I'm saying. But that's a part of what he should be able to. We should expect people to come uplift organizations. Now, if you're anything like me, I'm a note taker. So I would have been taking all the notes and how he said it and when he did it, and I would have said, okay, now that's be what we use. So when you're gone, we won't miss a beat because now I've got your blueprint because I've watched it, and he'll do the same thing and he'll keep going. So I think people really need to stop about, oh, he's wrong for leaving. No, he's a businessman, and it was about him taking care of business. He poured into it. Now it's time to pour into the next.
he left
I'm
it
excited
better
for
than
him.
he found it.
Yeah, he did. So I'm excited, and you're right. He left it better than he found it. And I think that one thing that people need to start doing is leave when you're on top. Why we always gotta leave when you're at the bottom, when you're struggling, when you ain't got nothing? We need to leave when we're on top.
Lastly, he made a speech to his team because he wanted them to hear it, and it was very powerful. Like it was, like most of the time people either get terminated, he said, from a position or elevated. And he's getting elevated.
Plain and simple. So shout out to you, Deion Sanders. One more person I want to give a shout out to before we start to close out this show is Will Smith. Emancipation is coming out. We can all talk a bunch of different things about Will Smith. I'm over it. You know, you got to move forward. Forgive folks. It is what it is. He's an amazing actor. There's Oscar buzz over Emancipation. It'll take me a minute to watch him because those kinds of movies just, it's hard. It takes you to a whole nother level. So I'm a struggle. I'm not going to watch it December 9th when it comes out on Apple TV, but I would encourage you all to look at Will Smith, the actor, and not focus on Will Smith, the person who has admitted his mistakes and he was holding things in, and let's forgive him and move forward.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm gonna do what I typically do with all black art. I go opening weekend. I feel it's my little, contribution to get those numbers up or
Right.
whatever, and this is gonna be no difference. Nobody's condoning what he did.
Right.
But he's human, so like he said,
Yep,
move on.
he's human. He's gonna give it up. Well, we're getting ready to close things out here. We've been super excited to have our 100th episode. Just so you all know, for me, 100 means a lot because we are really doing our best here at the Urban Impact Show to bring you all relevant information, people within our community, and really put the work that we're doing on the map. So we're looking forward to another 100 more episodes and 100 more after that and 100 more after that. I'm grateful for my media company, Iowa Urban Media, to be able to step in and start really moving us in a better direction, not right or wrong direction, but just elevating us. So Tiara, thank you for being with us today and being with us. Brittany, I appreciate all the work you do on the show. You're absolutely amazing and you add to the show. Rob, we always appreciate Rob and the work that he does.
Yes.
Madison for keeping us on time and giving us those little wrap-up signals like it's time to move on. Madison's been great. And then we thank Trey for the work that he does too.
Yes.
As every single person on the team wants to see us do better and wants to see us grow. And in saying that, we are going to change our logo. We are not changing the name of the show. We will still be Urban Impact Show, but every place of business needs a little bit of a change. So check out our Facebook page. I want everyone to vote for which number you want. We're gonna have those logos up on our page. We're gonna run that through till about Christmas Day, and then we will highlight that logo next year for the show. So make sure you check out the Urban Impact Show's page. Like us, share it with others, but we want you all to choose our logo. I don't want to tell anyone what the logo is going to be. We want to hear from you, our viewers. So make sure you check out our page and get that going. Do you guys have any final comments?
No, everybody have a good week, and we'll see you next Sunday.
Have a
All
great
right,
week.
we'll see you next week. Thank you for joining us with the Urban Impact Show.